So how the different scriptures would have come? People say Hindus believe in many gods and many goddesses, or Hindus believe in idol worship. Apparently the sentences are true, but in reality are not true. No Hindu ever told that the statue is God. Statue is not God. Statue cannot be God. You are imagining that statue. For example, in your house, you may have one photograph framed of your grandfather. Is that grandfather present? No. It's a photograph. The wooden frame with a glass, with a black and white or colored paper and ink. Will you spit on that? You do not spit on that, though there is no grandfather. There is a piece of glass only, or piece of frame, or piece of paper and colors. Still you do not, because there is an impression of your grandfather. As if your grandfather is present, like that you respect. Nobody will tell this photo frame is my grandfather, or this photo is my grandfather. Grandfather passed away. In the same way, the statues and photographs or the symbols, different kind of symbols, which not only Hindus but with any religion when they worship, we know that is not God, but that is a stimulus, or there is an impression. Hindus believe in a vivid impression, not only symbolic but vivid. The statue is exactly of that person, photograph of that person, and then they worship the photograph as if the person is present. That's a belief system in every religion. We have a sacrament. The bread and wine are the flesh and blood of Jesus Christ, and that they eat or drink. Who drinks flesh and blood of Christ? No, it's not question of that. That symbolizes the divinity of Christ, and that comes inside me. For Hindus, sacrament is called prasad. But Hindus' way is you offer food and in a way imagine and pray God to take. Now you say there is a statue, you offer food. Which God is going to come and take that food? Holy Mother had this vision that whenever she offers the food to the deity, as if from the deity's eyes or from the photograph or the statue or whatever, as if that comes and takes the essence of that food. That is her realization. But that is the reason for which we offer the food. If you have a gross body, correct? We have a gross body, so we take gross food. It has to be tangible, solid liquid you drink or eat. But when you don't have a gross body, you have a fine body. So you will take the fine part of the food. For example, vapor of the food, for example, fragrance or the smell of the food. Those who die, people die. There is a word which, though people use negatively and they are afraid of using that word, called preta. Bhuta, preta we say. Bhuta means past. Bhuta and bhavishya. Bhuta is past, bhavishya is future. Preta. Preta means one who has gone. One who is no more here. One who has left. One who has gone is called preta. So one who is preta, one who has gone, is now in a subtle body till he or she gets another gross body. That is belief in Eastern religions, that you take second birth or multiple births. When you are in the gross body, you take gross food. If you offer 1 kilogram of sweet as an offering, after offering is over, that will remain 1 kilogram only. Correct? Now, if God has taken, it should be reduced. If God is in the gross body, He will take the gross food. If God is in the fine, then He will take the fine part. So those who are departed souls, there is another word in Sanskrit called Ushmapa. Those who drink the vapor. Now vapor can be taken. There is a flower. Suddenly can flower go to you? No, it is a gross body of the flower, but its fragrance can go. From here itself the fragrance can go to you. In the same way, when you are in the gross body, to move out of this hall itself it will take half a minute or 1 minute time. But if you are in the fine body, as the flower cannot go, or it goes with an effort, but without effort, the fragrance of the flower can travel. In the same way, with much lesser effort, the fine body can travel in a finer world. This is logic we are talking. Science, I also do not know. This is what we have heard, what we have read. That's why in Hinduism, when offering of pinda, offering of rice balls is given to the departed souls during their after death ceremony, which is called Shraddha, you are told to offer hot food. If anytime anything happens, please offer the hot food. Why? The departed soul doesn't have a gross body to eat the gross food. They have a fine body to take the fine part of the food. That's why they take the vapor or the smell of the food. So how the scriptures would have started? Philosophy is only one. And that philosophy is that God or the divinity is within everyone. Even in the lowest of insect also it is there. Only the manifestation has not happened. We are all human beings. Still we are all different. Even if you and me cannot measure spirituality, you can measure, oh, he or she is a very nice person. He or she doesn't misbehave or use very harsh words. Because of that you can say he or she is a good person. Difficult to talk to that person, you know. Oh, always speak filthy language. So he is not a good person. This kind of opinions are formed. In the same way, how the different scriptures would have come into picture. Divinity is in everyone, but the manifestation is a matter of cleaning the surface or increasing your ability or potency. 0-watt bulb and 10-watt bulbs are different. Both are bulbs, both are runs on electricity. But the inside, there is a word for it, not wire, what do you call it? Filament kind of thing. That filament capacity is only to allow that much electricity to pass through. If that capacity increase, same 0-watt bulb can become 1000-watt bulb also if the filament is changed. In the same way, we are the same people. By doing spiritual practice, you increase your capacity. How? Capacity is not a physical or measurable capacity. I remember one boy, he's a worker in construction. So he comes, but he feels little shy because many people come who are rich people and he doesn't have that much money. So one day everybody had gone, so he asked me a question. Swamiji, will there be a day in my life that I also will drive a car? So I say, yeah, if you work hard, you increase your capacity, What work you are doing, you increase your capacity or promote it, then you save money and you can buy a car. That capacity has to be earned. But person with a car doesn't signify that he or she is spiritually great. To become spiritually great, take some principles and follow in your life. Nobody can stop you from becoming spiritual even if you are poor. Spirituality has nothing to do with how much money you possess. So spirituality can be achieved. Spirituality can be transported, that great people can do. But spirituality can be earned. We are talking something good, maybe some ideas may improve our mindset, maybe improve our personality, and maybe little more better spiritual we become. The more we do, more we become better person. All any external practices which we call spiritual practices, as a practice it cannot give you anything unless your mind and attitude to do those practices, if that is spiritual, then you can achieve out of it. I don't know how much I am clear. For example, we do worship, or you came to mission, or you do some charity, or you do some pilgrimage. These are good activity. But if my going to a particular temple makes me spiritual, then all who go to temples should become spiritual. This doesn't happen. In English also there is a proverb, closer to the church but away from the Christ. One of our Swami used to say, why inside the temple, even 24/7 you sit beside the statue, cannot make you spiritual. Spirituality is inner attitude. What you want to achieve, that is spirituality. External things can be helpful. Even I told, there is a big bold statement which one of our Swamiji told, so I am repeating his statement. Even this cloth which we wear, which is the highest respect in Hinduism, that he or she is a monk or a nun. Nothing higher can be achieved in human life according to us. But just by wearing this cloth you don't become spiritual, because this cloth is available in the market. Anybody can buy. It is not the wearing of the clothes, but it is following some discipline and attitude of the mind, which this color represents. Then there is a chance of your becoming more spiritual. So our previous president of this ashram, Swami Muktirupanand, he told in public, this ochre cloth is not a license. This ochre cloth is an aid to spirituality. Just like devotees put something on the forehead, just by putting something on the forehead you don't become spiritual. In the same way, just by putting this cloth you cannot become spiritual. There is a life behind. So sometimes local people don't understand. So they, Swami, are you not bored? You wear the same clothes every day. So I say, it's not the same. I have 2-3 sets which I change. But there is no other design. There is no other color. I said, this is my uniform. Oh, uniform? Then it's okay. Will you ask this question to an army officer, why you wear the same dress every day? No, that is his uniform. So this is our uniform. Just by wearing army officer's dress, you don't become an army officer. In the same way, by wearing this dress, you don't become a monk. There has to be a support of discipline in life. Army or monk or anybody. So in Hinduism, these are the practices which would have come from there. Different study has given different opinions. The same God is only one. There is no word called gods. When you write gods, G cannot be capital. When there is a small g, you can write gods and goddesses. That is small g. When you write capital G, there is no plural word for gods. There is only God is only one. God cannot be two. Whichever religion you follow, you are worshipping the same God. The earlier we accept this is better, so that we can live in harmony. So same God. Your aptitude is different. You are not satisfied with this aspect of God. In Christianity, Catholics, they love Mother Mary. There are so many churches belongs to Mother Mary. So they are all mother worshippers. Those who worship only Christ, they are Christians. How God can be male also, female also, you decide. You decide. Your aptitude, how you like to love God, in which form, that is important. We have in Hinduism, we have 5 different ways of worshipping God. Male, female is not there, but 5 different attitudes are there. So the same God, as being worshipped in different religions, and in the same religion by different groups, but eventually it is the same God. Whether you worship Divine Mother, whether you worship Shiva or Vishnu, you are worshipping the same God. You are not worshipping second God or third God, no. Because you want to worship. What God is, male or female, don't know. Even some people say it, not he or she, it. You call whatever name. Third gender, whichever gender is there, doesn't matter. God doesn't have a gender. God is a principle. And this is told everywhere in Hinduism. If you take the hymns written on Divine Mother, attributes to Divine Mother given are 2 types. One is the physical form. Oh, you are holding one mace in one hand and sword in another hand. That is one description. But there is a philosophical description of Divine Mother is the same as the philosophical description of Shiva or Ganesha or Vishnu. We will read some of the shlokas, selected shlokas to understand this. And you will find, if I remember in between, I will tell how it is used for Vishnu, how it is used for Shiva, how it is used for Ganesha, etc. Adi Shankaracharya, he has written commentary on Bhagavad Gita. In that, in one place, he says, which God is bigger? Ganesha is bigger or Shiva is bigger? He says, up to you. It's up to you. If you consider Ganesha as a small g God, there are so many small gods, like that Ganesha is there, you pay value to Ganesha accordingly. But you say, no, Ganesha is the embodiment of divinity. Parabrahma Rupam Ganesham Bhajema. Then Ganesha is the highest. Ganesha is the supreme. That doesn't make other gods smaller. It's not comparison with the gods and goddesses. It is you who consider him or her as a capital G or a small g. If you say, I worship this God, and for me, he is or she is or it is embodiment of godliness. That is the final truth. That is the goal of every human being. That's why one name of God is called Narayana. What is Narayana? Do you know any similar word pronounced in a similar way like Narayana? Ramayana. What is Ramayana? Rama is the ayanam in that book. What is ayanam is the goal. Narayana, Naranam ayanam. The goal of every human being is called Narayana, which eventually you become or you reach them. In every religion, one way or other, it is told. I remember other day somebody was talking, because from political point of view, so they don't understand the philosophy, but he's a very knowledgeable man who was speaking. In Islam, when they pray, the sentence which they speak is, Allah is the only truth, Allah is the only worshipable, and Messenger of God, Prophet Muhammad, is the only Prophet. Correct? That's what they say. How you say that is the only truth, how you say other gods are not truth, it is not understood from that point of view. Then how it is understood? Allah is the truth, not this relative world. God is the truth, not this relative world. What is relative world? That which changes. Everything in this world is on a continuous process of change. We started our class at 6 o'clock. By the time we close the class at 6:45, 6:50, we are 45 minutes older. We are not the same person. We went 45 minutes closer to our death. We went 45 minutes closer to that old age. There is no constant stability in this world. Everything is changing. Everything is in the state of flux. Just like a river is moving, in the same way your body is a river which is continuously moving towards that ocean where it will go and merge. Another example sometimes I like to give. We all are sitting here. We all are fountains. How we are fountains? The old cells are dying continuously and we are throwing it away, and the new cells are being produced inside our body. How it is produced? With the energy, what we take the food, that gives the energy for this machine to create the new cells. For example, I don't know from scientific point of view, in one human body, see there are 10 trillion cells. For example, every 7 to 8 years, 100% your body cells change. If I am 50 years old, my body is changed 7 times already. So now you divide 10 trillion divided by 7 years, whatever figure comes, divided by 12 months, divided by 30 days, divided by 24 hours, divided by 60 minutes, divided by 60 seconds. Per second you can say how many cells are dying. We are constantly throwing away the dead cells from our body, and it is a continuous process. We are all fountains, which continuously we are throwing out the dead cells from our body. They say when you sweep your room, you see some dust is there, and we feel there is only dust. The maximum amount of things collected after sweeping your room is the dead cells. If you want to see it, have a pet dog in your home. You will find your maximum is the dog hairs, correct? It is visible because it is big hairs to see. But our dead cells are very fine. Even when I am doing this, few hundred cells are maybe dropping here. So this constant change is there. There is something which doesn't change. Is the witness who sees the change, and it is you. Your consciousness doesn't change. For example, while cutting vegetables or fruits, your finger is cut. What expression you will give? Hey, bring medicine, my finger is cut. Do you say, I am cut, I am cut? You don't get cut. Your finger gets cut. Even if your hand goes away, You don't see something is reduced of me. Oh, I lost my hand. I lost my feet. You were 70 kilo, you become 60 kilo, 10 kilo, who lost? For the sake you say, I lost 10 kilo. You don't lose 10, your body loses 10 kilo. You are staying inside this body, you are utilizing this vehicle, or you are utilizing this cloth. So how this would have come? What we were talking is this, that expression, whether male or female deities, the philosophical expression is the same. For that you need to study a few hymns about Vishnu, study a few hymns about Shiva and about Divine Mother. There is a explanatory shlokas, verses. Oh, you are holding Trishula in your hand. Oh, you are sitting on a lion. Oh, you sit in Himalayas. Oh, you sit in meditation. These are external description of the deity. But then there is a philosophical description of the deity is the same. This is what I wanted to say. Eventually it is the same. So, this month, everywhere Hindus worship God as a Divine Mother. So, but what is this Divine Mother? So there are so many shlokas we cannot take. So some shlokas we try to do it, and I will try to do for maybe 2 classes, so that before Kali Puja, after Kali Puja we can Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So who is this goddess? Durga or Kali or whatever name you want to give. Devya Yaya Tatamidam Jagatam Atma Shaktya. Now you see, you are worshipping a goddess with 10 hands. Who is she actually? It is written in the book, not my words. Goddess whose power or whose Shakti envelops the entire universe. One who is covering the entire universe cannot have a form. Correct? Can infinity have a form? No. We have a form because we are finite. When a person dies, he loses this external form as if. Maybe there is a limited fine form also before it merges into infinity or whatever. Now you sit here, you occupy one chair. If I put a flower, it occupies 9 square inch place maybe. But the fragrance can go everywhere. How much space it occupies? Cannot even count. Fragrance can easily be sprayed everywhere, though it comes from the same gross flower. So this goddess, whom you worship as a person, as a female deity, she envelops, she covers the entire universe. Then there is another aspect of that. This is the beauty. That which covers everywhere, one who is everywhere. There is a beautiful Bengali song written by a Muslim, Qazi Nazrul Islam. He has written a song on deity, female deity, Mother, Divine Mother Kali. That she is so big, she is so vast. She is everywhere in this universe. And because of that, there is no cloth on the body of Mother Kali. Mother Kali's form is a naked form. Why? You can put clothes to a finite thing. You cannot put a cloth to infinite thing. Because Mother is infinite, you cannot put a cloth. So there is an expression, this kind of. Another is again from the story point of view. Nishesha Devagana Shakti Samuha Murtya. She is embodiment of the power of all the gods and other goddesses. We don't go into details, it requires its own. A Durga's form comes into existence with the help of all the gods. Everybody gives some contribution, and then this form comes into picture. Then who is this goddess? Tam Ambikam, this mother, Ambika is mother. Akhila Deva Maharshi Pujyam, she is worshipped by all the gods and all the rishis and all that. Bhaktya Natasma Vidadhatu Shubhani Sanaha. By our devotion, Bhaktya, we pray her to be compassionate to us. This is a prayer. Now, there is a big, huge concept. God is all positive. Hinduism doesn't have a concept of Satan. Hinduism doesn't have a concept of Satan. Our Rakshasas are individual beings who are full of negativity. But there is no negative, like there is a God, there is a Satan. No, Hinduism doesn't have. Then what about the negative part? Oh, negative part also is God only. If God has become everything, God has become that negativity also. You say, how can God be negative? You take one magnet. One side is positive, another side is negative. That negative also is the same magnet. The positive also is the same magnet. Positive and negative, you consider that as a positive and negative because it is beneficial to you or harmful to you. In the entire universe, when you see, there is nothing positive and negative. That which is harmful to me, I consider that as a negative. As soon as that becomes helpful to me, it becomes positive for me. So positive and negative is a relative concept, not absolute concept. Eventually there is only one power, there is only one God. You consider part of him or her as a negative or positive is up to you. She is neither positive nor negative. When mother loves her child, she is embodiment of maternity. Correct? What about when the mother punishes the child? She remains the same mother. Mother is not different. There is no negative mother and positive mother. Mother is a mother. For child's benefit, sometimes she becomes angry. As if. Correct? Even when Divine Mother killed this demon, Mahishasura, beautiful description is there. It is not killing. It is not killing. It is making him free from his negativities. When you are given injection of any diseases, it goes and kills inside the bacteria, viruses, whatever. So the injection is a negative or a positive? Negative for those virus and bacteria inside your body, but positive for you. If somebody pricks a small pin to you, you will become angry. And to doctor you will go and say, okay, put. Why? Both are pricking only. No, this pricking is because of anger. That pricking is out of goodness, but it's a pricking. It is not the action which is positive or negative. It is the impact, or even impact can be the same many times. But it is the purpose behind that action which makes it good or bad. One person kills another person and is convicted in court. Maybe capital punishment, maybe life imprisonment, because he did a hideous work which is killing a person. But in the war, a soldier kills 10 people, 100 people, 100 other soldiers of other country, and he or she is given a medal for killing more people. He killed only one person and you punished him. He killed 10 people and you gave a medal to him. It's not the act of killing, it is the purpose behind the act. Correct? There are so many moral equations are there. There is something which there is hardly any country which has accepted it except one or two. It's called euthanasia. You are tired of your sickness, pain in the body, discomfort in the body, every moment of your life is there. So the question came whether you have a right to request the medical doctor to give me. I can choose to die. I write down, I put my signature, I witness. Anywhere you want to say, I will say, but allow me to die. Most of the countries have not accepted this. Because there are many moral questions are there. Maybe somebody forcing me to tell. So all these things cannot be there. I think one or two countries, they have accepted it. So idea is this. Positive and negative, we see in God. God is neither positive nor negative. A child complained to his or her friend that I don't understand my mother. I cry, I beg. I just want to have little small drink she has kept on the cupboard where I cannot reach. I am not asking for the full bottle, I just ask little only. And she is not giving me. She is very cruel, she doesn't love me. So the child, no, mother can never be cruel. There must be a reason behind. No, there is no reason. I know. Days after days the bottle is there. She doesn't give me. The person went and saw it's a poison to kill insects. Mother knows what is good for you. Even you do not know what is good for you. That's why many times you think this is good for me, so you go and pray to God. Oh God, give me a job. Oh God, give me this, give me that. And you say, oh, I pray, God never give. Because God knows you are not fit for that. Or it is harmful for you. What is not harmful for you? You work hard and earn, that is your. You need to increase your worth so that you get. People say, like God becomes an agent, Oh, please give me something. You give me $1,000, I will give you $11. God is not a fool. God said, rather I give to somebody else who will give me more. God doesn't care for your $1,000. There is an incident. Sri Ramakrishna used to stay in a temple constructed by a big landlord. So the Mother Kali's statue, there used to be some ornaments, golden ornaments. So Sri Ramakrishna said, I am ready to worship Mother. Appoint somebody else to take care of those golden ornaments. I can't do that. So they appointed another person to look after the ornaments and Sri Ramakrishna will worship. One night, a thief entered the temple and took away the golden ornaments. So the landlord came and complained to Sri Ramakrishna, you say your mother is all powerful? She can't even protect her own ornaments. How she can protect us? Sri Ramakrishna smiled and told, those are golden ornaments for you. Mother doesn't care for all this. That who is everywhere, Devya Yaya Tatam, Tatam means enveloping. That which is one who is everywhere, one who lives in everybody's heart, doesn't care for this or that. It is you want to give, so you want to go and give. God doesn't ask. Other day, some message I saw on Facebook. There are atheists. I won't tell you the name. And they put this comment. What kind of so much suffering is there, and he is all powerful. He cannot put the end to this suffering. And he sits somewhere at feet. It is not like that. So there is no positive or negative in God. Fire. Fire is a positive or negative? It's up to you. In a controlled manner, when you use the fire to cook your food, you say, without that I cannot cook. So fire is very good. It is the same fire can put your house on fire. It can burn. Then you say the fire is not good, it burnt my house. Fire is neither positive nor negative. It's up to you how you utilize that. In the same way, God is all powerful. Why all powerful? He is not powerful as she is powerful or he is powerful. Not from that way powerful. Who can be powerful? That which is finer is more powerful. Always remember this scientific principle. The more gross it is, it has got less power. The more fine it is, it has got more power. Who is the head of the family? Generally they say father is the head of the family because he earns money. No. Child is the head of the family because all family rotate around the child. Just a king sits in the center and everybody does. Child is the center. We run the boys' home. Who is at the center of the boys' home? Neither superintendent nor the president. Children are at the center. We change our routine, we change our menu, we change our staff, everything because of the children. So, the more finer, the more powerful it is. You can catch the flower, but even if you crush the flower, the smell will still nicely go everywhere. You cannot catch the smell. You can do it. You put fire and you put some other bad smell, all these things you have to do. God is neither positive nor negative. It is we, because of our selfishness, we attribute, and we cannot blame anybody, so we blame God. When you get success, you say, this is my hard work. When you fail, it's God's wish. God doesn't have any other thing to wish than your failure, is it? No. God is neither positive nor negative. God is that principle having which in us we are able to function. That is consciousness. Why this bottle doesn't move by itself? Because it is inert. How can I move my hand? Just by wish of, just my wish that I can move my hands, just my wish that I start walking. There is a consciousness within. The moment the body becomes inert like that, and how it will be inert? Now there is a process of creating new cells and destroying old cells. When that process stops, we call it death. The reason could be anything. And this body, I am not a medical doctor. Medical doctors will be able to say more clearly and better way. It is amazing. The biggest scientists, the biggest doctors are every day they get wondered how this body can be created the way it is created. When your body is not even formed, when the fetus is hardly 1 or 2 weeks, 3 weeks old, something starts. The primitive heart starts beating. And the day you are born, the heart is beating till you die. And it continuously sends blood inside your body so that your body can have a vigor. And that also, because I underwent this pacemaker implant, so I studied little. In your heart, there is one dot. There is one dot. From that dot, electricity is generated. In that dot, there is a generator. In that dot, everything is there. And its dot is very small dot. And it gives electric shock. As soon as it gives shock, the heart becomes compressed. So the blood which is inside, pure blood, goes out in the body. Then it becomes bigger, so the impure blood comes from below. And this process continues from how many? From the day you are not even born. Who runs this body? how it can run by itself. And behind is this consciousness. So we cannot fathom this consciousness, we cannot see this consciousness. So we gave a name to this consciousness, that is God. But now my consciousness I cannot worship. So okay, let us have the qualities of that consciousness. Very powerful, or it can keep me alive. Like this, they made a list of qualities of this consciousness. And different people, different artists are given. Think of a person who has these qualities. So one made Shiva, one made Durga, one made Kali, one made this. All artists are different. Even in Hinduism, gods also are getting invented. Were there in the books, but were not very popular. Yeah. There are many gods, small gods, but he is the same Divine Mother in different form, because people's requirements are different. When you read this Durga Saptashati or the Chandi, there are many names of Divine Mother according to the attribute. So some more are there, definitely we will take next Sunday. Time is up. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.